Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Normally on Mondays, I like to read the super thanks for the week, and I actually recorded a video to do that, but I'm actually not going to put that video out till tomorrow. So stay tuned tomorrow if you gave a super thanks last week to get your shout out, because you know you guys are sincerely appreciated as always. But today, since there is so much drama happening around this All-Star Weekend trash game, this All-Star Weekend exposing how uncompetitive these players are and exposing how these players really feel about the fans that support them, we're going to continue with another video. And as you see the title of the video, Stephen A. Smith says that it's time for All-Star Weekend to be canceled. So before we get into it, let's check out this clip.
211-186. Stephen A., is this All-Star game fixable?
No, not as presently constructed. Shannon Sharp, I'm of this mindset right now. They need to do away with All-Star Weekend. Just get rid of it.
The whole weekend?
No. Let me finish. The three-point shooting contest, I'm totally good with. The three-point shooting contest, not just Steph Curry and UNESCO, who were fabulous, but the overall three-point shooting contest never cheats us, never disappoints us. They're going out there, they shoot, trying to make shots. There's nothing wrong with the three-point. I'm talking about the skills competition. I'm talking about the slam dunk competition. And I'm talking about the All-Star game. Let me start with the All-Star game. Ladies and gentlemen, what transpired last night was an absolute travesty. Nearly 400 points were scored. No defense, no effort whatsoever. This is the ultimate indictment against the NBA stars who show up on NBA All-Star Weekend. You play harder in the summer league when you training. That's all anybody's asking. We all know that when you playing in the summertime and stuff like that, ain't nobody trying to get hurt. But you still give one another effort because you're working on your game. You can give the fans at least that. Nobody's asking you to compete like you're going up against the playoffs or even a regular season game. But when you are working out in summertime, Shannon, you know this, okay? Yes. You see guys giving effort in the summertime.
So I want to start off by quoting, or at least paraphrasing, a Michael Jordan quote. Once again, I've done a video on this, but I think this is so important, especially in today's NBA, when I feel like the media is trying to fool us at every turn on every aspect of the game. Michael Jordan said, "You can't fool the consumer." And I believe this is what we're happening. Again, I want to shout out all the content creators who tell the truth, who tell their honest opinions on the game without it being filtered, because I believe this is part of what's prompting some of this change we're seeing with some of the mainstream media guys. I believe they're starting to realize that, hey, we can't keep on. The gig is up. Like, the people are on to us. People are on to us not saying our opinions. And so, yeah, Michael Jordan says you can't fool the consumer. So it is good to see someone like Stephen A. Smith, who I don't agree with a lot of stuff he does, but I agree with the fact that he thinks Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And I agree 100% with what he says here in this clip, and that it is time to do away with NBA All-Star Weekend. Why is it time to do away with NBA All-Star Weekend? Well, for the things that I said a second ago, which is it has exposed how uncompetitive these players really are. Again, I mean, it's unfathomable that anyone could watch a game like this and say that these players are competitive. I don't care what excuse you try to make for why they play the way they do. You can say, hey, they're just trying not to get injured. You can say, hey, well, the kids will enjoy it because they're putting on a show and getting to see the dunks and three-pointers. But at the end of the day, no matter what excuse you have for why these players have zero interest in competing with each other, the bottom line is, the answer is, they're not that competitive. Like, it is not in them. It is not in them like players of the past. Obviously, when we're talking about players like Jordan, Kobe, and Larry Bird, we're talking about some of the most competitive players we've ever seen, right? We're talking about players whose competitiveness was above the average NBA player. But even when we're talking about some of the role players, or just the all-stars and not the superstars, when I think back to players like Latrell Sprewell, when I think back to players like Mookie Blaylock, these players just wanted to compete much more than the current players today. There's no way around it. And so Stephen A. Smith said something else that I agree with, except I'm going to take it a step further. Stephen A. Smith said that, hey, I think LeBron is part of the reason because that the slam dunk contest has become what it is because he refused to participate. And so you fanboys, when you are on here whining and for some reason you guys have been popping back up this week, so I guess it's time for the fanboy files this Friday. Yeah. For some reason you guys have been popping back up this week, again, defending your king with every fiber in your body. You just don't understand why there's so much criticism. But let me tell you why. Because your king is the face of the league. Your king is the superstar who made it okay for all this foolishness to take place. It's not solely his fault. Again, Commissioner Voldemort is partly responsible. But your king is, again, he's the first superstar who made it okay for all this nonsense by not participating in the dunk contest. Again, that shows, to me, number one, it shows your insecurity. It shows your lack of respect for the fans. And it shows how not competitive you are. Like LeBron simply just wants to show off what he can do well. He doesn't want to prove the things that may be questionable. Or he doesn't want to push his limits and see, because again, Michael Jordan, I think most people perceive Michael Jordan as having won every slam dunk contest, but he didn't. He lost to Dominique. What would it may have been the first one that they participated in that he lost to Dominique? But he lost. We know Michael Jordan lost in the three-point contest. He lost horribly. But again, Michael Jordan was unafraid to take on a challenge. LeBron James does not want to be challenged. He only wants to look good. He only wants to show off what he does well, not fill in the gaps of what he doesn't do well. He doesn't want to have to prove anything to anybody. He wants to simply show off what he was already good at. Now, so Stephen A. says that it's LeBron's fault that the dunk contest has become so trash. I'm going to take it a step further. To me, LeBron James' attitude is why the whole NBA All-Star Weekend has become so trash. LeBron's attitude is a big reason why the NBA has become so trash. Because again, LeBron is a superstar who made it okay to do this. You talk about a lot of these young players in the league today, they grew up watching LeBron. Or LeBron was part of their quote-unquote inspiration. They grew up watching this. They grew up watching, for the first time, a superstar who could actually jump out the gym, not participate in a slam dunk contest. If you started watching LeBron after his Miami years, you grew up watching the LeBron who slowly played less and less defense, and who was never as great a defender as they claim. Again, LeBron gets talked about as a great defender because of specific defensive plays he made. Like, LeBron has made great defensive plays. He has never been a consistent all-around great defender. So yeah, I put the collapse of All-Star Weekend on LeBron, on the face of the league, on the guy who made it okay to snub the fans and not give them what they want, who didn't feel an obligation and loyalty to the fans to give the fans what they want, who basically looked at the fans and said, you'll take what I give you. Fanboys, that's all of you guys. But like I've been saying on this channel for months, the closer it gets to LeBron James retiring, when LeBron James actually retires, his kingdom will collapse, and we're already seeing it. But again, I think it's really due to the amount of content creators out here speaking their real opinions, and I believe it has gotten to the point to where it cannot be ignored, and where these bigger media personalities like Stephen A., like Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp was even agreeing, like Chris Broussard and Rob Parker, they're starting to see that, hey, if we keep up here, if we keep sitting up here doing what we've been doing, like, fans are on to us. They see that we are not giving the 100% truth up here. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree with Stephen A? Do you believe it's time to abolish the All-Star game? It's just time to let it go. Because, I mean, I can't tell you the last time I've watched the All-Star game. Again, during the Jordan era, I used to be excited about All-Star Weekend. Like, that is something I looked forward to mid-season to see the All-Star game. And now it's like, I don't even give it a second thought. Matter of fact, I would prefer to make sure not to watch it. If I'm going out to a bar or something, I might call ahead and say, hey, y'all not gonna be playing the All-Star game, right? I don't want to subject myself to that while I'm trying to have a good time. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.